hopefully this is.
You're live.
All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Fix This Build That Sunday Night Live show. I'm Brad.
And I'm Susan.
And here we are, Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. So let's see here. We got some folks over on Instagram that are joining. We are on Instagram and we are on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, we would love to have you over on YouTube. You can go to my main channel and then there's a link to it. Or you can go to fixthisbuildthat.com/live. So Justin Williams, 258, what is up? We got Jeremy Mitchell, happy Father's Day, thank you, man. And Daniel Dunlap, what's up? Happy Father's Day to all of you dads out there. We just got back, literally 2 hours ago.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half, 2 hours ago from Florida, where we spent a week of vacation. Are we tan?
I don't know if we read
the white tan, balance. I'm definitely dry.
We could bring our kids out here and they would be tan.
The kids are tan.
Yeah.
Sorry about last week we tried to do the live. It didn't quite work.
Yes.
And so I'm glad that it is working now on both the Instagram as well as the YouTube. Right. So
we were going to do it from the beach, but then,
issues.
We didn't have good service down there, I guess.
We didn't have good anything.
We didn't have that
down
there.
We
had a good beach, but that was about it.
Yeah, we had the good beach, and that was it. All right. So first, I want to start off and give a big welcome to all the people joining the Builders Club. We had Tony M, Scott from Dad It Yourself DIY. We had Brian Jones, Matthew Goss, and Nick Pearson. Welcome to everybody. Welcome.
It sounds like a waka waka. What is that?
Waka. That's like the dude. I don't know.
Like the honeymooners?
T-Hub, what's up, man? Taylor can't hang tonight.
All right, dude. Maybe he's got Father's Day festivities.
He's got stuff. I know. So,
we don't know.
If you are a dad and you're hanging out with us, we appreciate it.
We get it. Yep.
When's the next episode of MFP? Muro Drums? Not sure. Do not have a date on that. Yeah. We are in remission. Remission?
It sounds really bad.
Intermission? I don't
limbo,
know.
Maybe.
Limbo.
Yeah.
Photography Plus from New Zealand. What is up? And Noel, happy Father's Day. Harrison Bennett, what's up as well?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Is that normal?
No, it's not.
But it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
Just checking.
I think it's because I just started the thing, so it didn't show up for folks. So I think that was an issue.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Happy Father's Day.
So anyway, so those folks that joined the Builders Club. If you don't know what that is where basically they come over, and those are folks that are part of the FTBT family. They are on the Patron site, which is the only way we're doing it right now. We are looking at YouTube, but memberships and all that good stuff. But basically, they get extra content. They get early access to videos, free plans, all kinds of cool stuff. If you want any information, you can go check it out over on my YouTube. What is the best place for them to look at? We need to have we need to have a site for that.
Should have just a little
anyway,
sign we can
whatever. It's Patreon. You guys know what Patreon is. Go check that out if you're interested.
Yes.
But what I wanted to... we've been off a week.
A little hyped up from being in the car all day.
I know.
Yeah.
And so this week, if you've not seen it, so before we get started talking about what we did this week, we were on vacation.
We sat at the beach.
We ate a lot of popcorn.
It was delightful. Yeah. We ate so much stuff we shouldn't have eaten.
Drank a few beers.
Right. Like every night. Yeah.
Watched Walking Dead.
Oh my gosh.
I kayaked with the dolphins.
Oh my gosh, he did.
It was...
So we had a view of the water from our place where we're staying, which was amazing. And it was a really secluded beach. We did social distancing.
We were social distancing.
We
were in a little
we didn't go out to
house.
Eat. No, yeah, we were just in the house and on the beach, and that was it. But we could see the dolphins from our balcony, and we saw at 11 o'clock every day, the dolphins seemed to come by and
they would swim through and eat.
Yeah, they were eating fish. Other people with sea kayaks would go out there and see them, but we're lazy, and so we're never at the beach by 11, folks. We are. First of all, our daughter doesn't wake up until later. Anyway, whatever. We weren't down there. Last day, yesterday, 11 o'clock rolls by, and Brad's like, oh man, I missed my chance.
I missed the dolphins.
Missed the dolphins. So we go down there because our place had a sea kayak available, which was great. So we had the sea kayak down there, and then he spots them with his eagle eye from the beach. and you jump
And I
in there.
jumped in the kayak.
He did. He was like, I'm going. I'm like, okay.
And I rode out there, and it was fantastic.
Right, and then you
we
came
were like
back,
inches
and
from him.
Tyler hopped in the kayak with you.
I'm our middle guy.
Our middle guy, who's a nature lover, and he just happened to be on there. And then I spotted more dolphins from the beach, and you guys got really close.
We were like within like 5 feet of the dolphins. Like I'm in the kayak. I thought they were gonna ram
cool.
us. I was like, oh gosh.
There were a lot of dolphins. It was really pretty.
Let's see here. We are on YouTube. It's not showing you as being live as of yet.
Oh, I
Why
was
is that?
wondering. It says end stream on here. Like
I wonder
it's live.
if it's. Oh,
Okay.
you know what? I wonder if it's.
They get to watch this real time. I was trying.
Well, I was wondering why nobody was in here.
Right.
But real quick, let's see here. Let me see if I can. Oh, it's unlisted. That's why.
Unlisted.
Public.
Yeah. We were just doing it for ourselves.
Oh, I know why. Dang. Okay, I just changed it. You should
We're
be able to see
there.
us. Go join us on YouTube
We
now.
blame vacation.
My bad.
Honestly, we totally
No,
blame
because
vacation.
I copied the one from last week, which I had unlisted.
I blame vacation. It's because we were out of our normal
My
routine.
gosh. Yes.
We need no help. So this is good now?
Yeah, it should be good now. So
Okay.
yeah, guys, go check us out. Mike Coffee, what is up, my man? How's it going?
So we're good.
Yeah, we got 2 viewers now.
More viewers.
We
were at 1 and I was like, this seems weird, but
yeah, Mountain Artworks, thank you. Barefoot Finn, what is up? How I convince my wife to do videos with me? The incredible stat.
Tell her she's beautiful and
yeah.
tell her that she looks fantastic. I'm telling you, like, because I don't like getting. I don't know. I don't always like getting on screen because sometimes I'm like, I just worked out and I like the restoring the furniture video. He's got me on there like schluffing things around with him after I worked out. It did not look great. So just tell her she looks gorgeous. One of Brad's, it was not even a trick. He's just this sweet. For the longest time, Brad would always tell me that I didn't need to wear makeup because I look beautiful without it, which is so sweet. And I would put on makeup anyway because whatever. But like, I don't know. It just make her feel beautiful and tell her she looks gorgeous.
There we go. Okay, everybody's joining on it. Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry.
Yeah, because I unlisted last week's video since it didn't happen, and then I always just copy the weeks before, and when I copied it, I didn't change it from
Vacation
unlisted.
problems.
So if you're on Instagram, please come join us
Yes.
on YouTube, which is now
It's
available.
really there now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my second channel, which is Fix This Build That Live, and you can go over there and join us, or you can go to fixthisbuildthat.com/live, and it'll shoot you right in there. Farmer Dano, Prost, yes, we are prosting over here.
Yay.
What beach? Hey, brothers, we were at St. George Island. St. George Island. It's very secluded. It's we typically go to Destin, but because of COVID, we went with my parents. We took my parents with us, and it was a larger like condo.
In Destin, normally.
You know, with like a lot of condos, high rise. You know, like 6 levels high or whatever.
The place that we usually stay has lots of people.
Elevators. You know, and so
pools,
right. You know.
Great.
You know, we wanted to be safe and careful with my parents being in, you know, more susceptible age range. Sorry, Pops. Happy Father's Day, by the way.
Happy Father's Day. You look good.
We wanted to be safe, and so we went to St. George Island instead, and
it was amazing.
we loved it.
It was so nice.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's like just a bunch of houses. There's a couple little condo places there, like
But it was
really
so
small
nice.
though. And it was just like we were on the beach, and I don't even. How far away would you say the other people were?
Oh, I mean, like the nearest people were maybe, you know, like 20, 30 feet away.
And it
then,
was like one group.
And then the other way down the beach, it was like 100 yards. There was nobody.
Yeah. And when you did have people, literally,
awesome.
it was like one group and then another 30 feet, one group.
Yeah.
It was so quiet. It was beautiful. Yeah. So we had a great time.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. Highly
So,
recommend it.
And welcome to all the people joining over on YouTube. All
Sorry
10 of
for
you.
all that. About all that.
I wonder if that's going to, whoa, what are you doing?
I was just going to,
Create 3D. Why is that doing that?
I was just trying
That's
to
weird.
turn this up.
Turn what up?
The light.
The light.
I'm going to stop
That's
touching
volume,
buttons.
sister. Oh. Yeah, don't do that.
I
It's like something's going to come on and it's going to be like...
We're going to have like unicorn heads or something. Oh, geez. All right. What are we doing
YouTube
here?
is backwards. Are you kidding me? Don't
Oh,
mess with me.
gosh.
YouTube's not backwards. I'm looking at it. Don't mess with me.
Okay.
This is backwards. How to order carpentry tools.
I'm staring at the
Antonio, what is up? Clinton, Bertrand is loving all the content and have a couple
Right.
plans waiting for your skill level to check out. That's awesome, man.
Great.
Box MFG's got the Fix and Spill That shirt on. Fantastic, man.
Right.
He said you got the same shirt on that I do.
There's a good chance that you do if you're wearing one of our shirts. 'Cause
Yes.
we wear them a lot.
Hey, brother said there's good fishing out in Destin. There's a bunch of people that were fishing out there.
Lots of people, lots of fishing charters. A lot of good fishing on St. George Island. I bet all.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
a fisher person.
a fisher person?
Fisherwoman.
Fisherwoman?
But is it true of just like the whole coast? Like, are there beaches where they're like
I don't know.
bad fishing
It's bad
here?
fishing, I
Like,
don't
I
know.
think it's good
Love
everywhere.
this, man. Love
But
this.
I don't
Rick's
know.
in the house. We got Thomas, the wood guy,
Yeah.
Travis, Porter, what's up?
Hey,
Blaine,
Travis.
Bonvillain, Offcut Addict, Matt Powell is in the house. Oh, Matt, we do have a question that Matt's like, I'm going to do a question every week. And I'm like, go for it, brother.
We like the question.
Got a planer, spindle sander working on the flip top. Dude, that's awesome.
Nice.
Love that, man. So we did have a question from Matt.
Yes.
And he said he was having, so this is another thing for the folks in the Builders Club. We like to answer their questions first, and we will get into other questions as you guys have them. So please feel free to throw them out in the YouTube comments as well as there on Instagram, and we'll answer them.
Sorry. That's loud.
Not digging that?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
And Matt was talking about he's having trouble finding good plywood, specifically Baltic birch, because the lumber yards don't have it, and he doesn't have any hardwood dealers near him.
Okay.
Any tips on finding better wood that you can get at the big box store?
That's a great question.
It is, because I get that question a lot about, like, hey, where do you get it from? And I always say, we're in Nashville, so I would say go Google Nashville lumber or Nashville plywood, and you will get a list of companies that sell lumber and plywood in your area. That hopefully it's a hardwood dealer. There's actually a store where I get my plywood called Nashville Plywood. So obviously that came up.
Hide it. They're keeping that under their
So
hat.
you may have Louisville plywood, Austin plywood, like who knows,
Right.
But if you can find that, then you'll clearly be able to get it there, unless they're a really junky plywood dealer. But any plywood dealer should be able to have Baltic birch, even if you can only get it in 5x5. Because I do get it in 4x8 sheets, and I can also get it in 5x5 sheets.
Right.
But 5x5 is more common because we have a lot of people that are like, where do you get that?
Mm-hmm. And sometimes they don't have it in the 4x8, but
Right.
mostly they do.
But mostly they do.
Yeah.
That was when the trade embargo and some different stuff why they didn't have it.
World news hitting home.
But not that there's an embargo with the Baltic, but it was wrapped up in some of those issues. But anyway, so if you do that and you don't have those stores, then your options, unfortunately, are pretty limited. You can have some stuff delivered. I know that you can actually special order through Home Depot because Columbia Products, which is Pure Bond, they actually have Baltic birch, but it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. It's probably going to be closer to like $100 than like I pay $60, $62 for it for a 4x8 sheet. But you could also get like project panels. So depending upon what size you need and how much you need, if you're looking to do it with jigs, you can get like 2x2 panels, and I think you can order those from Woodcraft and probably Rockler as well. But check those out. But if you're looking for full 4x8 sheets, your options are going to be very limited if you don't have a dealer, or not so much limited, but very expensive, because obviously to ship like a sheet or two of Baltic birch is gonna, it's gonna cost you. So I would say your best bet would check out Home Depot and see if they can special order from, I believe it's Columbia Forest Products, which is Pure Bond.
Isn't there a site online that can deliver wood too?
There are, and I've never used them.
We've never, no. But like if you,
But there are places. There's like just search online lumber.
Who also wants a bunch of
Oh, yeah. Well,
you could split up a big order, but it's going to cost.
But
a lot.
it's like what was the bundle? 22 sheets.
It was a lot. Yeah.
Like a bundle.
Like
this
you'll
guy,
have Baltic birch forever.
This guy emailed me and he was like, "Hey, can I be your Baltic birch supplier?" And I was like,
Sure.
What's up? Like what? And he was like, I'll give you some pricing. And I was like, okay, well, what do you like? Can you ship in like 4 or 5 sheets? And he's like, nope. At least I can get the bundle. And I was like, well, how many sheets are in a bundle? Like I don't know.
5 sheets, 6 sheets.
He's like 22 sheets, and I'm like, no, I don't think I'm gonna be able to. And like his price wasn't even that great. It was like $50 a sheet, and I was like, if I'm gonna be buying 22 sheets, I'd be wanting to get it for like 30.
If you had like a massive
I would buy it at 30. I'd buy 22 sheets and then like pool a bunch of guys around here and gals and just be like, yo, let's go in on 20. You want to go half on a bundle with me?
22. Well, the other thing is you have to have a place to store all of that, and that's,
that's
always
the thing.
our issue. Is
Like I think we could
just floor
store.
space,
I mean, like right now I've got 5 sheets just chilling over there.
just hanging out.
So I could probably comfortably fit 10 sheets.
Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy. Though.
Okay, uncomfortably fit 10 sheets, but
We walk through there, but
yeah,
whatever.
but it's all good. All right.
So anyway.
So great question,
Yes.
Matt. Hope that helps. The Worthy Woodworker on Instagram asked about advice on projects to help build your skills. What I always suggest is to pick a project for a skill you want to build. To pick a project for a skill or a tool that you want. So it's like if you want to get a bandsaw, then like plan a arts and craft coffee table that has like that arts and craft traditional like low arch on the bottom. That'd be a great reason to add that tool. If you wanted to learn how to cut mortise and tenon, design a piece for mortise and tenon. So like that could be that same coffee table, and instead of pocket holes, you use mortise and tenon on the stretchers and the legs. So like learn by building, and if you don't feel comfortable with that, or you don't want to like waste or feel like you might waste the lumber, because I know that is a concern. You don't want to like spend a bunch of money on walnut and then jack it all up because you don't know what you're doing. Then just practice. Like there's no problem with building a like standalone prototype piece out of pine and then just seeing how it goes, and then like selling it to your neighbor for whatever you want to see, the cost of material, and upgrade it, whatever it is, depending upon how well it turns out, or burn it for a nice bonfire. But that's what I would say. Let's see here. Whoops. Favorite tool in the shop, Palmer. I got to go with the table saw, man, because the table saw is like touches every project. What we got over here on the
we've got some questions.
The tubes.
So
Beth, what's up? All right.
Yeah, lots of people joining us. Jack's here, and Blaine, and I think Matt. You already whenever
The regulars in the house.
Yep. And Thomas the Wood Guy. Love the name.
Yep.
It's very to the point.
Yep.
So right here.
Oh,
hey, Brad.
We already answered that one.
Oh, you already got that one. Okay, sorry, I'm behind. And then.
What are the tips for it not to splinter as you cut it on the birch? Blaine, if you're talking the birch plywood, so that is I'll tell you what, the Baltic birch does have an issue with splintering. I've found an issue with that because of I don't know what it is, honestly. I think it's like how I don't know, honestly. It's like, I don't know if it's just the plies, like, so it's got like 13 different plies, and then the grain direction. So what I always find it's an issue is like if the edge is here and the grain's going like that, like the grain is a little bit more harsh, and if you're cutting that way, it'll splinter. A great way to stop anything from splintering is to do either a like surface cut on it. So if you just raise your blade a little bit and then go over after that, or put tape around it. Because the reason that it splinters is because you're severing the wood fibers and it's not supported, right? So if you're like if I had an overhanging support here, if I had the fibers sticking off over here and I cut it, well, these are going to want to break and splinter off that way, or especially if I'm cutting up, they're going to want to. But if I've got it support all the way underneath it and I cut, then it's not going to splinter. Oops, sorry, babe.
It's okay.
So you just need support, whether it's through blue tape or through a backer piece or a top piece or something like that.
Yeah. Well, and Matt said to Blaine, and then I don't know if it was showing or not, kind of the same thing. Better saw blade, zero clearance, insert painter's tape along the cut.
You got it. Yep, zero clearance inserts are great. What time zone are we on? Harrison, we are in Central Time Zone here in Nashville.
Yep. Back in Central.
Gary Bear, what's up, Gary? Happy Father's Day to you, my man. We did have a good one.
Yeah, driving in the
we're not social distancing right now, Bobby. It's my wife. We don't social distance.
But we are in general. We're
let's see here. What would Brad build? I like the name. What would Brad build over on Instagram? That's what his.
That's great.
And he says, what is a good beginner or intermediate dust collection system? I really like when I started out. You remember that one that I got from? I bought the one from Lowe's that was a Delta, had the big bag. Is like a single stage. To start off, to get a single stage dust collector, there's a few kind of ones that are like just everywhere. Which, by the way, lost my wedding ring surfing, boogie boarding with the boys. Second year in a row that I lost it.
Yeah. Thankfully, it's like
They're just the silicone rings.
Yeah.
But I just feel so naked. Like I lost it like the first day. I was like, and it just flew. Like that's the problem with silicone rings. She doesn't wear one, so she's not even wearing a ring.
I know. Well, yeah.
She tried the silicone ones.
I tried the silicone thing and I had a reaction, and then I need to get my ring sized.
Yeah, but the problem with the silicone rings is that for me, my experience, and I've tried several different brands, is that they expand over time and they just get looser. And so I'll put it on, it's like tight. And I've got these like really super knobby knuckles anyway. So like my knuckles, like the ring kind of fits loose after it gets past my knuckle. These super bony fingers. And
you're making them sound.
They are. They're
like your fingers.
They're like Skeletor fingers.
Please.
Anyway, and so it gets loose, and so they're like a wave hit, and like
right.
I know it's starting to get loose when I start washing my hands, and the ring starts flying off.
Oh, with the silicone.
Yeah, with the silicone.
Yeah.
So it's probably 3 to 5 months is where once it's past that, I know I'm going to lose it.
Are we answering a question?
I don't know. What are we talking about here?
Oh, I think you just started. I was like, did somebody ask about your wedding ring?
Oh, I was
like, how do we get on this?
Tangent. Hashtag tangent.
Hashtag tangent. Yes.
Yes. So anyway,
Beach problems.
dust collection system.
Oh, right. Yeah. It
single
sucks
stage.
it up. A good dust collector could do
Will
that.
suck
It
your finger right off.
You could have your finger right there.
You're not your finger.
That'd be really bad.
It'll just deglove you. Ah!
Carnivorous. Oh, that sounds bad.
Oh yeah, degloving. That's what. Wasn't it Jimmy Kimmel? Not Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy
Fallon.
Fallon. Jimmy Fallon. He like ripped his finger off.
Oh yeah.
Degloved.
What was he doing?
He like tripped or something and like. Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's just the
Caught
worst
it like in his kitchen, like.
Okay, that's
back to the dust collection.
Okay, done.
A Jet single stage dust collector. For the longest time, Jet made I think it was like the Jet 650, like that. Another one I think it was 850, but like a 1.5 horsepower single stage dust collector. I would highly recommend that. And Jet made a bunch of them for a long time. The one I had was Delta. That one was great as well. I think Grizzly's got a bunch. Harbor Freight makes one that I think if you put in a different bag on it, it can maybe be okay, but the motor is decent. So that's what I would say. Beginner, intermediate, I would go for a single stage, 1.5 horsepower dust collector. And then you can add on that dual stage dust separator as well if you'd like to. So I hope that helps. Mm-hmm. Don't get degloved. Do I think there's enough grizz to fully sand this? Harrison, I like to sand. Harrison, if you want to know all about how I make cutting boards, you can go to fixthisbuild.com/cutting board, and it shows my whole process. I have a video. I've made several videos on cutting boards, but I like to go up to 400 or 320. And that's basically the same grit, but I like to go to 320 on a cutting board.
Yep.
Sean, we are back on IG, but we are on YouTube as well.
Yep.
If you're over on Instagram and you're not following us on YouTube yet, we'd love to have you. Head over to fixthisbuild.com/live. It'll shoot you right in there.
I have.
Or you can go to our channel and find it. It's the second channel. It's fixthisbuild.live.
Going back to the wedding ring.
Yes.
Because we were just on that. Travis Porter says Groove Ring has one called the Zeus. Great name, by the way. The Zeus. That doesn't expand like the others. Love their rings. Have a few of them.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I said thanks for
Ordered.
the tip.
Done.
Comes on.
Done. That's what I love about silicone rings is they're so cheap.
It like tore up my skin
Yeah,
because
they
I
did.
like that for working out. Like when you wear a regular ring, it really it's kind of problematic.
Yes.
So.
Jorge Luis. Mucho gusto,
Hello,
mi amigo.
Jorge.
He's from Colombia.
Ah.
When is the love seat coming to match the cedar chair? John,
soon.
NYC.
It's
Boom. That is
on
what
the
we're working on
list.
this week. So
Oh, is it this week?
yeah.
It's really high on the list. I thought that was like in a week or two.
This is that's going to be the
excited.
project for this week. So the video will not come out this Saturday, the following Saturday. So we're getting on this little cadence of bi-weekly videos. So if you didn't check it already, I didn't even talk about that. We had the refinishing outdoor furniture video. We just started talking about our vacation and then stopped there.
We're still in like beach time right now.
We are.
But yeah, no, I mean, and we're trying to figure out a cadence of getting stuff churned out while having
At least
kids
every-
home
yeah.
all the time because like we've talked about.
But it'll be,
No camps.
we're hoping
nothing.
it should be at least every 2 weeks.
Yes.
For the
hopefully sooner, but 2 weeks.
foreseeable
minimum.
future.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be making it this week, sending it to the editor. So I do have an editor now, Scott.
Scott.
Shout out to Scott. And that will be released the following Saturday.
Yep. It's going to be awesome. It'll look really nice.
I'm stoked about it,
I am
actually,
too.
because it's going to look amazing.
It's needed.
Bert Bowling, what's up, my man?
Nice.
Getting married in August as well as the ring. Oh, cool, man.
Wow.
Not Bert,
Congratulations.
but
hopefully
what
you can
Brad build?
have the wedding you were planning on with all the social distancing and everything.
No joke.
Yeah.
Greensboro, Tennessee. What's up, Vic?
Hey.
Thoughts on the wind drill press as a decent and cheap option? Z's Woodworking. Do not have any information on that one. I've never used one.
No.
And how?
You've never had to win anything, have you?
I've not.
No.
Michael Pencari says, "How do I keep my lumber from warping when I get it back to the shop, especially 1 inch thickness?" You can strap it. I mean, weight is the best way to do it. And then the flip side of that also is buying wood that's already pretty dry. That's going to help. But if you really if you want to keep it straight, the best thing to do, it's pretty aggressive. You can't do it with all your wood, is to literally strap it down with ratchet straps, and you can space it so that you have. So the other part is to sticker it, meaning that to get little pieces of wood and put them every maybe 18 inches across the board, so that you get airflow all around it. Because generally, what happens when things start warping is you have internal stresses that are already there, and that's you're just kind of hosed, or you have not inadequate, but you have different loss of moisture from different sides of it. So you have a lot of moisture getting lost from one side, and then it will curl up, and so you want that airflow. So you want to sticker it. So that would be my recommendation: is weight it down and sticker it with always use these little I don't know where I got, but it's 1 inch thick, 1 inch wide by 3/4 inch thick strips of wood, and I just lay those down and lay the wood on top of it, and then that's your best bet. Is just keep that air circulation around consistent. Inconsistent loss of moisture is what I was looking for.
Sound fancy. High tech.
Yes. What do we have?
Blaine, I don't know if you answered this one or not. I'm in the process of using birch. What are tips?
Yes, we answered that.
Twice have we talked about that? Sorry, I can't keep up. And then I have another one.
Hold on. We got Scott Carroll. He said he's new to the show and he's excited. Thank you, Scott.
I sent him a message, said, "Hey, Scott, thanks for joining us."
My bad.
Try to keep up, sir.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Anyway, but welcome, Scott. And then, okay, Scott has a question.
Yeah, let's hear it.
What is the best way not to burn cherry when drilling a long 1/8 inch hole on a drill press? Slow the speed? ?
What is the best way to not burn cherry when drilling an 1/8 inch
hole with a drill press?
So my first question would be, why does it matter? Because
Good question.
Because, and the reason I say that,
Doesn't cherry burn really easily?
It does, 100%. It does. But not to be a jerk or anything, but I mean it's the inside of a hole. So and if it's burning, if you're getting burning on the inside of a hole, I would think that that would be one place where I would not care at all if there was burning inside there, because you're either going to be putting something inside it and I don't have an answer for you because I've never worried about that. The way, I mean, you have to just go faster. The way to reduce burning is to keep a consistent speed, and the burning comes from heat buildup, obviously, because that's what burning is.
Wow.
And so
We're going deep today.
So if you're routing, it's easy. If you slow down, you'll get burning. But if you keep that consistent speed, you won't. So I'll answer the question for routing, just because it just doesn't make sense with drilling.
Okay.
Although maybe it would. I don't know. Maybe. So my answer on routing would be, if I was going to take off a 1/2 inch of material, I would take off 7/16 first, and then take off that last 16th on the last pass, because that also helps. If you're removing more material, it's easier to burn. So if you take a light pass, it's just because it's more energy to get through all that wood, and so it heats it up more.
Nice trick.
So the flip side of that could be that instead of using your initial one on an 1/8 inch, maybe you use a 3/32 bit and then finish off with an 1/8 inch bit. Maybe that would help you, but that would be my answer.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on, let's go over here on Lucas. What's up, Lighthouse Boston? Lucas, we are on YouTube, my man.
Yes.
Has anybody asked about the koozie? Ryan, why are you not on YouTube, my man? We're over there. They have not, Ryan. But here it is just for you.
They don't know.
It's made of walnut.
Of course it's made of walnut.
All right, let's see here. Who else we got? We got hellos from Dawson, from includes Sammy. This guy makes Crazy Hiroshi and Eduardo Peretta. What's up, guys?
Hello. Okay, so worth effort.
What's up, my man?
Wants to know, success for a newbie is completing a project and not having it blow up, which is a good bar set, I guess.
That's success for anybody.
Right. Success for a pro is selling for a good profit. When you start a project, what is your yardstick for success?
Ooh.
Going deep.
That is deep. So what is my yardstick for success when I start a project?
Yeah.
I've never, I think I can honestly say this, I've never like started a project that I've planned out and not finished it. I've definitely finished projects with issues. Are you giving me weird looks? What? Name one.
The shelves that are supposed to be in the family room right now. That.
I didn't start that project.
Yes, we ordered a part for it.
All right, I guess technically I did, but that was more because we didn't we didn't have the setup.
What setup do we not have?
Oh, it was because of the thermostat.
That is true.
Right.
That thermostat's still a problem.
True.
It's like right in the middle of this wall.
They're right over there.
I know they are.
All right, fine. It was the
we
lamest
ordered
project.
These brackets.
It was the lamest. We didn't
made.
order.
I mean, it wasn't.
Ordered the steel. They bent it, and then I drilled it.
Okay.
They're right here.
Either way.
Where'd I put them?
I don't know.
Oh, I put them with the metal.
It's been
now.
years.
Anyway.
Okay, but like a project that you've designed, because that
Right.
was just like putting
Exactly.
a shelf on a wall.
It was literally like.
I would agree with that.
Right, and so.
My brain just goes to the shelf.
But I do have, like, if it's a shop cabinet, it's more about functionality, and then like for me, I'm like very detail oriented, and so my bar for success is like, are all the reveals the way I want them? Does everything close properly and like look good? So like for me, that's like if I could get, mostly because I do a lot of overlay, like especially with the shop, the cabinets and stuff. So if I can get all my reveals the right way, then I feel like, yes, I succeeded in this project. And then there's the whole, YouTube side, which is something completely different. But as far as building the project, it's mainly around the details. Like, did I nail that reveal? Do the drawer slides work well? Because sometimes, you do a drawer slide too tight. And I always make the drawer slides too tight. The drawer opening too tight, and it's like, so I've been trying to make them wider. I never succeeded at that, but I was like, I don't know. I always feel like, it's gonna like not fit, and I'm like, it's easier to add because like you could always like shim it with cardboard or something.
So what project would you say that you built it and you were like, that came out like perfectly?
Like butter.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's been more than one, but which one were you just like, you had that like great feeling inside?
There's not even been one.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Like, that's horrible. Was it the sideboard? Did the sideboard come out
The
fantastic?
sideboard was solid.
Yeah.
It was. I would say the sideboard, because that one had frame and panel doors.
Yeah.
That one had, I turned the hardware on it.
Did it all.
Yeah, that one came out really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. On most projects, on the vast majority of projects, there's something, and this is true so just to let everybody off the hook here, if you're a woodworker, there's gonna be something about the project you don't like.
Or something that goes wrong while you're doing it. And
Design
you're
feature.
like, Design feature. We're gonna change that.
But there'll be.
Or you think of something as you go.
There will be something that you don't like about the project, and that happens in the vast majority of projects I build. Like the dining table, it was the base. The base, I welded the base, and like the center, it was a T-shaped base, and like the center, like slightly tilted down, and so we had to like shim it up. I mean, it's like,
it's fine.
Again, you'd never know if you went in there, but I know.
Well, and you also are kicking yourself, right?
Oh gosh, yes, I made it 7 feet.
I hear this like every time he comes in the dining room. He's like, because we have a big dining room, like it's a silly big dining room, like. It's wasted space.
And I made the table 7 feet instead of 8 feet. I don't know why.
Yeah, and he was like,
I have no idea.
As soon as we got it in the room, you were like, why didn't I make this 8 feet long? But it was too late then. So
it was the worst.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
All right.
Any tips for beginners only made a cutting board? Keith.
Did we just have this?
No, he's saying any tips for people. I've only made a cutting board.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought it was on
go
how
over
make
to
one.
go over to fixthisbuildthat.com/beginner.
Yep.
And we've got a whole list of beginner projects there for you that'll help you build some skills.
Branch out, do new things.
Branch out, do new things. All right, what else do we have over here? Oh,
Okay.
here.
So we have, let's see. Oh, back to the ring. Travis also says there's a lifetime guarantee on it. So if it breaks it, they'll send you a new one, just so you know.
Groove
so
ring.
good to know. Let's see.
Hashtag groove ring, hit me
I
up.
know, I'm telling you.
Let's talk. I'm going to try your product out
Do you
first.
have any, Thomas the Wood Guy would like to know, do you have any recommendations on flush trim saw brands? You
Yeah.
love flush trim
I do.
saws.
I have two that I love.
He loves them. They
That's
sound
one of the
cool,
reasons
too.
I love a flush trim saw.
When you pick them up and they whoa.
Yeah, this is the favorite, and it's right by the
thought you
mic.
had an
Little
Irwin.
ASMR for you.
It's like a mini little symbol.
Yeah. This is the Vaughn Bear saw. I bought this,
Von Bear.
gosh, years and years and years ago. And I love this one. It's got a fine tooth side and a rip side. So this is like a crosscut side and a rip side. And then this little guy is Irwin, and it's just the fine teeth. And this one is a little bit more accessible. I mean, this is fairly
more
large.
bendy.
You can, this is a Japanese style pull saw, and this is more just a flush cut saw. But these are the two that I really enjoy. Vaughn Bear saw, and I think these are on my tools page. If you want to go check them out, you can go to the tools section of my website, which is /tools on my website, and you can see both of these.
Now,
but
which
I
one
love
do you
these.
use more, do you think?
I need to get a new blade for this one. I like this one better. I do. If I can at all fit it in there, I will use this one. If I need to get in somewhere tight, I will use this one.
Good to have options.
Yes.
All right. Wonderful. And then we have some shop desk collection talk. Matt says he just bought a Shop Fox 1.5 HP desk collector, and he loves it in all
There it
caps.
is.
So he must really love it. Yeah, let's see.
All right, what do we got
Go
here?
ahead and look
This
on
is
there.
from Los Cabos, Mexico. Big fan of the YouTube.
Yay.
Jorge, thank you, my man. Jorge Ramirez. David Minhee over on Instagram built a miter saw workstation over the weekend. No more squatting on the ground to cut anything. Absolutely, man.
All right.
It's
always good.
Having a workstation, like I'm such a huge proponent of having a workstation for all of your tools, whether it's your miter saw, your flip top to have your planer and your spindle sander, drill press. I mean, that's why I've built all these, is because once you get that, like that you're not having to pick it up off the floor or move it off of some other tool or like whatever, it just makes your life so much easier.
Well,
and
you're
you'll use it more often
productive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you can
100%.
have more space. So what was this? Scott gave us more feedback on the whole question and the cherry wood. He says
Let's hear it.
It was his first time using it, and he was like with a bit, and he was carving a pipe, and
it was the first time using it, and I was
the bit
carving.
because somebody had told him that it was maybe not very sharp, and he's saying it was sharp, and then there was a whole discussion about they might come dull and you should sharpen it.
Love it.
Side
And
combo
and
happening
Ryan, Made by Nashville,
He's everywhere.
he's on Instagram and here apparently. He's
like Uber watching, yeah.
Love it, Ryan.
So that's what we got.
Yes, I know. Everybody's like, my projects are perfect. I know.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
So also, what are your favorite tips for improving the tactile aspects of your projects in design and execution?
Man,
this
this is
sounds
going
like
deep.
a question that you would get on an examination.
I know. It's like
it
a
was
design
like-
school. The
It's
tactile.
like a 4-point question right there. I'm grading you.
You
Father's Day, but
like
you're getting graded.
I do. So I have gotten better as I have gotten more experience and more projects under my belt at the finishing aspect. So for me, when I think about like the tactile experience of a piece, I love that terminology, because like one of the things, like when you see a great woodworking project, you ask about the success criteria for like me when I'm building something. If I'm building a piece of furniture, if I'm building shop stuff, I want people to go in and be like, how does it, like, that they want to open it and look at it. But if I'm building a piece of furniture, like the number one compliment in my mind is like when you show somebody is like if they immediately go down to touch it, because that's just like right when you see a nice piece, like you just want to touch it.
Well, you do. You smell wood too.
Listen,
he's a wood sniffer.
I'm a wood sniffer. What do you want?
But
okay,
yes, no, I agree.
But and
especially
so
with like when the finish is so
right.
nice,
Well, that's the thing. Like you want to,
beautiful.
and if it looks, it starts with the look.
Yeah.
Because like if you put on like 5 coats of just like nasty polyurethane, it's going to look plasticky, and people aren't going to want to touch that.
No.
But if you keep that like close to the grain finish, like a Rubio monocoat. So when I say close to the grain, it just means that it looks natural, except looks, you know, that with that wet look on it or whatever sheen you're putting on it. Like that's what I've, in using Rubio, because that's what we have on the dining table. That's what I've done on most of my projects. The desk has Rubio.
Yep.
The coffee table has Rubio.
Does
The dining table has
you just said
Rubio.
that. Yeah, it's so pretty.
It's like doing a
just
finish,
fancy.
like an oil-based finish that I love Rubio monocoat. It's awesome. And the other thing is like, I do like the reclaimed as well. So I like the reclaimed top on the sideboard and like leaving those saw marks on there. I like doing that. I don't do it very often, but when you can have those saw marks but still have it smooth, it gives visual texture as well as the tactile texture. And that's a really cool way to add that in there. But yeah, for me, it's just getting like that super smooth finish that people just want to like reach out and touch it. Super smooth.
Super smooth.
Just touch it.
Absolutely. And then also you want it to be beautiful but function well.
Yes.
You know, like
100%.
I think that you think about that. I mean, I'm sure everyone probably takes that into consideration, but having it do what it's supposed to do really well.
Ocho John, thank you so much. Heading over to the YouTube. Awesome.
Yay,
Country
join
Grammar is going. Work phone's ringing. Got to run. David Minhey, have a good one, my man. Let's hear. Jackson Guillermo has a question. Is it possible to install a 2-inch tick door using concealed door hinge? Install. I don't know what that means. What is a tick door?
Thick.
Thick.
Is it a door for little ticks?
I think.
No. I can just see them marching through.
A 2-inch thick door using. Oh, okay. I think I know what he's saying. Using a Euro hinge, can you do a 2-inch thick door?
Thick door. That makes sense. More than a tick door.
If you're full overlay, it shouldn't matter. The only thing that should matter is the weight. And so you just have to look. You'd have to use potentially more hinges, because if you're using concealed hinges, European hinges, they're also called. There should be a weight rating, and it would tell you like if you need to use 2 or 3 or even 4. I'm using 3 on these upper cabinets here because I have actually stuff built into the doors, and so I definitely had to go with 3 per door because I've got these here. But you can look that up and it'll like give you the weight rating. And with a 2-inch thick door, you'll probably need at least 3 and potentially 4. So that'd be my answer on that, Jackson. Let's see here. Schnitz von Krum, what's up? Thoughts on modular construction in tiny homes from Melbourne, Australia. I love it. I love the tiny home. What's my thoughts on tiny homes, modular? I love the idea. We're not tiny home people.
No, I would like to go and stay in a tiny home.
I think it'd be fun.
I think it'd be fun.
I wouldn't
my
want to
gosh.
live there.
I would be in trouble if I packed food.
No, I'm not even going to go there. All right, I'm going to go there for just a second.
Overpacked. We'll
Guys,
just leave it at that.
We were unpacking.
I was serious about not going out to like grocery stores, social distancing. I made food ahead of time and froze it and brought it, and then we heated it up.
The amount of food that I unpacked when we got home was more food than we should have taken. And we ate a lot.
He was horrified. He was like, seriously, this is all here? I'm like, yeah. That's right.
Oh.
Whatever. But no, I would love to go visit a tiny home. And I like the idea in theory of having like a very minimal, we'll never do this in real life, but like a minimalist lifestyle where you're just like, you have like 1 cup, 1 plate, 1 bowl, and just like
we're kind of maximalists.
Yeah. Everything in its place and it's so tidy. But like, I think it would be great to go visit that, especially like on a beach somewhere. That'd be fun. But yeah, we're not going to be moving into a tiny home anytime soon. Our kids would
No, not going to happen.
They would stop. They would just freak out.
Go to varnish and why Phantom X Design. It's not really a varnish. If you want specific varnish, I would say Armor Seal. General Finishes Armor Seal, and just because it goes on really nicely and it looks better than the Minwax alternative. And Dylan, I have used shellac. I've used shellac on a few occasions. I'm not great at it. The nice thing about shellac is it dries super fast and the coats melt into each other, which is super cool. Jeremy, what's up, my man? Happy Father's Day. Jerry, you got like 27 kids, right?
Happy Father's Day, 27 times.
At least 7, 6, 22, I don't know. Do I sand between coats of sealer? Yes, I do. And Bauer, I use typically 320 to 400 grit. Is it okay to have a midnight snack before midnight? Yes, 100%. And Dylan Woodworking, did you just change your... Oh, Dylan, we got Dylan Furniture and Dylan Woodworking.
Oh, Dylan's in the house.
That is confusing.
Dylan Face Off.
The polycrylic burn marks started to disappear. Do you know why? That is super weird.
Sorry, what?
Harrison Bennett did burned some wood and then put polyacrylic over it, and the polyacrylic made the burn marks start to disappear.
That is some chemical reaction happening there. I don't know. I'm just not a science teacher.
Armor Seal. Yep, there you go. Oh, good. What kind of questions we have over here? What's up, Grit and Grain, Texas
Matt
in the house?
Powell, Offcut Addict, wants to know. His wife wants to know.
Oh, yep.
If you had what was your inspiration to start woodworking? Did you have a woodworker in your life when you were younger? Take it away.
I think, and I'm trying to think where I had this. I've done several little interviews and things where I've talked about this before and gone into a lot more detail. But I can't point you to any of them. But in general, my dad was not a woodworker, but I was in Scouts, and so I did a lot of outdoor stuff and knot tying and like building basic stuff like camp stuff and whatever, like horse. My Eagle Scout project was what was it? What do you call them? It was like a horse. There's like horse trails, and it was like a rest stop. So it's like what do you call it?
Where you thing that they tie their reins to?
Yeah, like a horse.
What is that called?
A horse pit stop.
I'm sure that's not what it's
horse
called.
Lashing, like
horse lashing sounds horrible. Like they're gonna get beat.
Well,
Just saying. Yeah. You're like horse lashing.
I know. But a horse post. We'll call it a horse lashing post. Lashing post. I think it's a lashing post. I think that's what it's called.
That sounds kind of right. Okay.
So anyway, I did that when I was youngster, and then when I got out of college, I didn't really do much in college of any of that. I take that back. When I was in college, I worked construction, and so I learned a lot there about just general framing, and I also installed casework. Cabinetry in schools and in hospitals, and it was really just a job. I wasn't like passionate about it or anything.
You were like the
but
grunt
I learned.
Guy.
Oh yeah, we
you were
super,
like the strong young
super
dude.
grunts. And then it was after I got out of college where I started to really. And I have an engineering degree, so mechanical engineering. So I learned to model and build stuff, and so I was always interested in building things, but it wasn't necessarily with wood. And then when I bought my house, that's when it all started.
Yeah.
When I bought my first house as an old house, we had to do fixer-uppers. I started watching This Old House, and then that turned into New Yankee Workshop, and then that turned into woodworking magazines, and then the rest is history.
You definitely have, you have the,
aptitude?
You have the aptitude.
Handsomeness?
And the attitude. No. And the handsomeness, absolutely. No, but you have the desire to learn things and to do it yourself.
Yes.
He's not the kind of guy that's like, oh, we'll just call somebody and have them come in and fix it. And in some situations we will do that, but most of the time when it's
heart surgery.
Right. But most of the time when it's something where you're surely we're going to...
heart surgery.
I have had to have heart surgery. Yes. You didn't do that. Dr. Atari did.
My
doctor's name was Dr. Atari.
We had a dude that was doing, what is it, endoscopic? It was
I had
endoscopic.
Done. I don't know.
And what they're basically steering robots into her heart to zap a node.
I mean, it wasn't horrible.
It was right. It wasn't
they were shocking my heart to make it have sorry, I'm hitting
they weren't shocking. They burned.
No, they were. They would
We'll get it back in.
I was there. They would
that
wake
was the
me
fix.
up. No, that was, what are you talking about?
The fix was the burn.
Right.
Right.
But they had to wake me up
Before
when I was
you
out
go.
and go, does this feel like the arrhythmia that you have? And I
yeah.
was like, no. Put me back asleep. Wake me up. Yes. And then they tried to figure out what that stimulus was coming from and burn it off.
Right.
You did not do that surgery.
No, but the doctor who was doing that was Dr. Atari.
Which
and
we
we
thought
were
was
like,
pretty
all right, if
awesome.
there's some dude like doing robot, like burning in her heart, that's the guy we want.
Right, for sure. And it's been fine.
And we had Dr. ColecoVision. We were like, dude, you're out.
I don't even know what that is.
It's, yeah.
I was not a video game playing kid.
Whatever.
But you've always been the kind of
It's like
person that
Betamax
wants
versus
to
VHS.
learn. Okay. You've always wanted to be able to learn how to do things on your own. And then your grandpa, I'm surprised you didn't mention your grandpa.
You know, I never did any woodworking with him.
You just knew that he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like after I got into woodworking, my grandpa was like a big woodworker and car guy. But he was in Florida when we were here in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And so that was, I never built anything with him.
The kind of cool takeaway though is that it's
But now I
not
have some
like
of his tools.
you didn't like grow up like our kids are, where like your dad wasn't a woodworker.
Right.
He didn't have any experience with it. It was that he got interested in it when he was older and decided to pursue it.
Yes.
And found paths to get there, like going to woodcraft, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I took a woodworking class at Woodcraft.
Yeah.
That was like the first class I took.
And then it was over at that point.
It was awesome. Outside the lines, thank you so much. Dad the Bravest says, I refuse to pay people if I can do it myself. I feel you on that one. I have the DIY spirit runs deep. Making dining table, should I just glue the top 2x6s together, or should I glue and drill pocket holes? Harrison, if you're going to do that, make sure you rip off the rounded edges. Don't have those little gaps because they're like little just nastiness catchers. And glue is fine. Pocket holes, if you use pocket holes, it will. I would use that in addition to glue and that will basically just be used for clamping, for like clamping up a tabletop. But you don't need any type of screws or whatever. A10268, what is that, my man? I felt the need for an assistant every day.
Exactly. Who does he call? This one right here.
Every day.
No, every day.
I need a host of people in the business.
If only our children were like, we were watching Despicable Me. The kids were on the way down to the beach and on the way back. If they were little minions, if we had minions, it would be amazing. We'd be taking over the world by now.
I'd take 6 minions.
I'd take Fred. What was his name? Fred? Carl? It was Carl.
Stuart!
Kevin and Stuart. That'd be awesome. If we just do Kevin and Stuart. But no, yeah. We would like more people.
All right, what do we have over here? Hitching post. Thank you.
Lashing
post, hitching post.
That was pretty close. Hitching post, because you hitch. Obviously, we're not equestrians. We don't know these things. Let's see. I don't think we have any other questions, just people chatting.
Yes, and Scott, and 6-inch, if you're doing a 6-inch hole, you're just gonna have to sand it, dude. I mean, it's gonna be hard to not burn that and get through it quick enough.
He said not to beat a dead horse, which I think is funny. Since
not to beat a dead horse.
I looked at that while we were discussing the whole. That was before our. He said that before. It's like he knew. We were having that little banter, and I looked down and saw that. Not to beat a dead horse, almost laughed. But I was trying to use cherry wood for the first time. I was trying to drill a 6-inch
6-inch hole. We got it. We're good.
Yeah. So it was bigger. Whatever.
When you rewatch the old shows that used to inspire you, do I see content creation moments where you go, "I made that mistake too"? I haven't watched those shows in a long time. Honestly, I don't watch a lot of.
We don't watch a lot of. We watch The Walking
anything.
Dead, and that's about
it. Well,
it.
I Netflix and chill with the wifey, and that's about all. And that's like the nighttime.
Watch like during the day.
The nighttime pleasure shows. That sounds highly inappropriate.
Yes.
That's the. What am I trying to say?
That's like what we watch on the weekend.
We
don't watch TV during
guilty
the
pleasure.
Week. Yeah.
The nighttime pleasure shows. I would put that as the title of this show.
Horrible. Do not do it.
I was like, what?
I object.
That was like Skinamax. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh, you need to stop right now.
15-year-old boys.
Anyway, we don't watch a lot of that, but I do think that you probably would look back on your earliest stuff that you put out and wish that you could redo some things.
Oh gosh,
that's kind of nice. It's like a time capsule of like we can look at things, you especially, and kind of remember like when you started shooting things different, or when you started like, editing things differently, or
Still
doing different thumbnails or whatever. It's just everything changes so quickly.
We were actually just talking about on the ride home. We were talking about I really wish I had done a much better job bringing you guys along on the story of my shop transformation, because I've got all like I've showed y'all all the videos of everything I've made for the shop, but it's been very like, okay, I'm making this flip top, I'm making this miter saw station, I'm making this, and it's for the most part I've gotten better very recently, but for the first like 2 years, 3 years of doing the content, I didn't do a great job of like what I would love to have done is like really make it a point to like show the whole shop and kind of talk about how the pieces I'm making fit into the shop and just talk about the progression, because I think that's important for like a lot of folks who are just starting, or you have a 2-car garage or whatever, and you're trying to get it. Like it's like watching one project in isolation, you're like, okay, but to be able to be like, oh, okay, if I go back and watch Brad's projects and I can see how he took his garage from like nothing to what he has now,
right,
and like watch the progression and have the understanding of like, oh, well, here's why he did this one now, and here's why he did this one, and part of it is like a consideration of just being succinct and not going on, because honestly, like most people don't want to hear that stuff. They just want they're like, just give me the goods and get out.
Yeah.
But I wish I would have kind of weaved that story a little better. So that it's more of that for me, of like, oh, I wish I had set that up differently, so I could kind of share the story.
And redo it.
If I could turn back time. I feel like
not sing. He is a much better singer than me.
I'm just like, I just want to dance. No, I'm just kidding.
So you remember what was the thing when like all the people would pop out of nowhere and start
flash mobs, like flash
mob.
Yeah.
We could have a flash mob on the. All of a sudden, the kids pop up.
Dude, that'd be awesome. The kids are just like hiding under the table the whole time. They're like.
They would have been laughing and
like,
giggling and making fart noises by now.
Punching me in the leg too.
You never know. You never know.
Have I done any work with other YouTubers? Yes, I have. Absolutely. Yep. I've collabed with I don't know, 5 or 6 or 7 people.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
It's fun. We haven't done one in a while.
Nope. The last one I did.
Social isolation kind of gets in the way of that.
I did. It has been a minute, but October with Maker Ranch when I did the giant outdoor dining table.
Yeah.
Johnny Builds and Johnny Brooke from Crafted Workshop.
There's a lot of Johnnies and Johns.
Helped me on that, as well as Mike and Ben.
Yep.
Mike Montgomery from Modern Builds and Ben Ueda.
Yep.
From Homemade Modern. Those dudes helped me. That was the latest one I did. And then
it's a really big table.
It was a massive table.
I mean, I saw it only I was up there.
And then it's been a while since I've had anybody here.
Yeah.
We had Pete, we had Malecki, we had Johnny Brooke come here. Sorry.
That's okay. Andrew came here. Did you guys collab, or did he just visit?
He just visited.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do more. I want to do more. Do I know Crafted Workshop? Harrison, he's a very good friend of mine. Happy to see the wife supports me fully. She doesn't. So no, I'm just kidding. Dad, the bravest.
Only on Father's Day. No, I do.
I wish people. Wait, what?
What?
There's a trend in woodworking or furniture. We wish people would stop or think is too. Oh, is there a trend that I think is too overused?
There are fads.
Yeah.
How do you feel about resin at this point in time?
I like resin.
We still use resin, but
I like resin as an accent.
Yes.
Not as definitely like if you have more resin than wood, I'm probably not gonna like the project unless it's like super cool, totally unique.
Like mind bending.
But we just used resin. Like I really like resin inlays right now versus like the river table stuff it's just been done so many times.
Right.
That
the resin inlays are like a fun way to add a pop of interest and color, but then it's still complementing the wood.
Right. And I think a well done river table.
Yeah.
Still looks nice. It's not that I don't like it. I just think like it just doesn't like I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's like, anything else. It's like a 2x4 X coffee table at this
I
point.
think when you see a lot of them after a while.
Right.
But
There's
then,
been
like,
so many.
who are the people in Canada? They do beautiful.
Yeah. Black Forest
Black
Woodco.
Forest. Their tables are amazing.
Yeah,
I'm sure
and
look
Jeff
at
Mack, they both
Yeah.
do fantastic jobs.
Beautiful, beautiful
but some of their
stuff.
stuff is way over the top. And they're
Right.
building for customers. So it's like they're not just like
Right.
doing it on their own. Like people want that, and so they build it. And so whatever, like that's awesome for them.
Right. They build in different fun colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Cool.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to sign off of Instagram, and then we're going to sign off on YouTube. So thank you so much, guys, from hanging out with us tonight. And make sure you come back next week. And if you've not gone over to the YouTube channel, please head over there, fixthisbuildthat.com/live. It's a much better experience over there. All right. Get out there, build something awesome this week, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. I don't know if I was supposed to be on there or not.
No, you weren't. I didn't even give you the option.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so this week we will be working on, when I say we, I mean me. Susan will be recovering from vacation, the house, leading that.
Like, our house is a disaster right now. Yeah.
Leading that charge.
Yes.
So yeah, I got 2 big old chunks of cedar that I'm going to be making into those. Hopefully by the end of the week,
It's going to be so nice.
we will have a love seat out front that is made out of that. So be looking for that. And yeah, that'd be it, guys. So I hope you guys, again, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. And hope you guys had a great day. And we will catch you guys
See you next week.
next week.
Yep.
All right, guys. Next week. Get out there, build something awesome this week, guys.
All right.
See ya.
Bye. Oh, just kidding.
Oh, is it? Oh, no. Oh, boy.
We're still here.
We're still here. Not okay. End.
Are we really going?